For the last time, Daelric, I'm not gonna Google things for you just because you don't want it in your history.
Listen, okay? I have different browsers on different computers on like stuff. You know, I pay for a
I just don't
separate
understand why you want to fly me over just to type it in. Why don't you type it in?
because I really want to watch the way that your fingers click those keys. You know what I'm saying? And that
Alright,
gentle
yeah,
stroke.
alright.
And listen, I've really worn out that A key. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah, I
really worn
understand.
out that A key.
Alright, flights are pretty cheap. I can be there next week.
I mean, honestly, it's first of all, it's Corona time, and second of all, you live in Florida. I live in like Florida to Massachusetts is one of the cheapest flights you can get. So you could probably get a plane round trip for like $85 right now.
Probably good.
Yeah.
Be there tomorrow.
Hey, Messi, can you do me a favor? Can you Google the cost of flights?
You want me to fly over there to do it first? Or, okay.
Sorry. All right. Anyways, Rena, you are standing there. You've got this big beefy boy on your shoulders, and there is not honestly like you're strong. You're a strong woman, like no question. You got rocking a 16 strength. You just quaffed a potion that gets you up to a 30. That's incredible. You've got these bulging muscles, and oh god, you are messing with me. I have to cover your face. Sorry, there we go. Now I don't have to see you. You have these big bulging muscles. There is no way. Your character is incredibly strong, but this is still a large man and very difficult to carry with all of his armor and everything on top of him. Correct?
Yeah.
But you need to get out of this building, which is on fire. You need to get out of danger. You're in direct line of fire of all these attacks. You quickly come to this idea. The building itself is L-shaped, meaning that anybody that's on the outside, like the outer edge of the L, unfortunately puts you in direct area of attack for anybody that's also on that side. But the inside of the L is a little bit safer. So what you choose to do is to not remain where you are. You're like, I need to get out of here. I need to get through this wall. And you think to yourself like, right? But then something speaks to you. Something calls to you. Same as it has before. Twice now. It calls to you again. It's not rage. It's not anger. No. Whenever you feel this feeling, this pull to you, it's calm. It's calculating. This isn't rage. This isn't war for the sake of war. It's planning. It's doing the appropriate action. You turn, there's a wall immediately behind you, and you know you can't move very quickly with this man on your shoulders. So instead, you get a different idea. You take that sword in your hand, and with all of your might, you slam it, boom, directly into the wall behind you, right around where that angle is that leads to the behind you, right? You slam it in there one-handed, boom, as hard as you possibly can. Get it really knocked in. You grab the hilt of that blade, and you start twisting it. You've never twisted it this far before. You've never seen the limits of what this weapon can do before. Immediately, that sword starts to grow and grow and grow. We had said beforehand that somebody else wielding this exact blade once wielded it like a buster sword. You don't stop there. It continues to grow as it literally cracks and rips and breaks down all of the walls around you. You understanding this magic a little bit better than before you could before. You actually bring it to the limits where you can actually hear the creaking of the blade itself as the mass of the actual weapon itself is growing so heavy that it's not even able to properly support itself. And then you just quickly snap back the other direction so the sword falls like a bastard sword right into your open hand. And you take that one step out, that very slow and tedious step out of danger, kind of coming through the hole you just put into the wall behind you, removing you from danger. But it doesn't stop there. Now that you're outside, you slump the man off of your shoulders onto the ground in front of you and leaning him up against the wall. You then grab his hand and reach it over behind his own back, allowing him to grasp the hilt of the sword that he's been so precariously carrying with him. So like guarded carrying with him this whole time. His other sword is of course lost on the ground inside. He dropped it when he fell unconscious. But his hand, his free sword hand, grasps the sword behind him. And as he does so, you can feel a channel of energy traveling through that sword, through him, and into you. You can feel that the connection, the pull that has been speaking to you time and time again, that you feel right now, he now feels, not the way you do, but channeled through that sword. There's a burst of energy, literally like a poof, that happens, a flash of light, and he comes to, wakes up, and stands there at the ready. He's not uninjured, please, don't get me wrong. He is very hurt, but he is awake, and he is standing there. He is no longer on your shoulders. You, of course, use your move to step out and your actions do all those wonderful things. You still, Rena, have your bonus action. I imagine you'd like to use that to utilize your bonus heal fighter ability.
My second wind.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I do want to do that.
Beautiful. Quick question. Did we ever write down what your armor does? I don't think we ever did.
Did you roll a death save and roll a 20, Scott?
I think I did.
No. I was a joke with Messi before. While we were on break.
It just increased.
No, I got you.
You got it?
Yeah, I get what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Not Periapt of Health, not Amulet of Health, it's Amulet of Wound. Oh, shit. Amulet of Wound Closure. Of Wound Closure 5e. Yeah, Serena, you can roll that ability of yours.
My second wind you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just hit die, okay. Beautiful. So you heal 9 health points from your second wind ability, and that is, of course, going to be your turn. Removing you guys from danger, bringing Erwin out of danger as well. Let me make him big again. You actually can step back over here.
Okay.
It's Erwin's turn. Just for funsies, as you guys get yourselves completely out of danger and so on and so forth, just for funsies, I'm going to roll a d20. Just curious. No reason. I'm just curious.
He still would have been okay.
Yeah, not okay, but
but not.
Anyways, he
dead,
lands.
dead.
He comes to and he's gripping the sword. He's like, ugh. And he looks at you. He kind of like seems to understand to some degree or another what happened. And he looks at you, and he looks up at his hand, and he looks at you, and you can see you don't fully understand, but there's some recognition on his face. Again, he understands that something had just transpired. But there might be something more, some deeper understanding there that obviously he just doesn't have time to explore at the moment. He lets go of the sword with that free hand. Obviously, the other one has the shield in it, and touches his own chest. There's that same glowing light that we had seen beforehand, as all of his wounds close before you. Every one of them is healed up shut before you, as he is able to invigorate himself with her strength. He then turns and starts walking rounds to go meet his opponents on the other side. He does not draw the sword from his back, but instead goes to approach the opponents just with a shield in hand. He had cast the healing on himself, and he had walked around. He's actually not going to be able to engage in combat beyond just kind of like turtling up on the other side and grabbing their attention, giving you a moment to recover yourself. These boys, which didn't get an opportunity to do anything other than come downstairs so far, are going to take the opportunity to also flee out the exit that you had just made. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and make an attack. This guy from the inside is going to make an attack before he goes. He's actually going to get a flanking bonus. He is not. So let's make 2 attack rolls with these boys. Second one gets the flanking bonus. Are you shitting me? I have to show you my rolls. I have to snipping tool this.
Did you roll a bunch of 20s again?
No.
Once?
Look at this. I'm going to toss this over into spoilers chat and Discord, same as always. Spoilers chat and Discord, where are you? Regicide spoilers. Bam. You need to see these rolls. Look at this. I rolled a 1, a 2, and 2 threes. It is... God, all of their attacks miss horribly. I feel like we have another Vigil Orc situation going on right now. They miss horribly. It is your turn, Ophios.
I mean, quick question. Was one of the ones their actual attack? Because that's a fumble.
It was the last roll, honestly.
Okay.
Last roll was a 1, so no.
I was just genuinely curious if they dropped their weapon or something. I'm assuming Ophios heard the commotion but doesn't know what was happening. Flames make that kind of sound anyway as stuff burns. But Ophios is going to take his bonus action and Hexblade's Curse this man right here. The one, you see that?
Yep, the guy to the south. Yep.
Yep. So his Hexblade's cursed,
Yep.
and he's gonna go ahead and attack.
Okay. Both of them are uninjured, so.
Yeah.
That 17, sir. Or sorry, 18. No, you never got aid. You did get aid. That's
Yeah,
18.
I did get aid.
Yep.
It's an
Are you
18.
comfortable with 18?
Yeah, I'm
you
comfortable
hit.
with 18.
Cool. You hit.
I knew an 18 hit before, so. So 12.
Okay. 12 points of damage. That it does not drop. Oh, 12. Does that include Hexblades? It does. It does not drop the guy.
All right, and I'm gonna attack him again then.
Okay.
If only my firebolt hit him, damn.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. It's
Pretty sure that's-
definitely a hit, sir.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
So I heal my constant charisma modifier plus, so I heal 9.
Yep. Your level plus your charisma
Hey.
modifier.
Guess what? I'm back up to 1 below my normal health.
Beautiful. Anything else with your bonus action or move action, sir?
I already
And-
did bonus, and I already attacked. So if I was gonna move anywhere, I would move here if I don't get an attack of opportunity, essentially putting this guy between me and the crossbowman.
Okay. Beautiful.
And just opening up, because the real reason he's moving is because of the crossbowmen, but also to keep an eye on the house to see if Rena and them have come out.
Thank you so much for that aid of the martyr, Hunter. I'm actually going to refund it immediately to you. Ophios already has an aid on him, so that won't stack, and he's at almost full health. So I'm going to immediately refund it because it will have no benefit here. So I want you to keep your daddies, so you can use it on something else immediately or in the future. So yeah, thank you, sir. You move into that positioning as you had just said. It's now going to bring us to blue people's turn. Blue people, this guy right here is actually going to go to take a step back. So he could fight Ophios a little bit more. Sorry, not Ophios. What's his name over here? A little bit more easily.
Erwin.
Thank you. Too many names for me.
Frank always wants me to die, but I always destroyed Frank. Hi, Frank.
The chances of me hitting him are pretty slim. I'm gonna try it. A 19 does not hit Erwin. He has a super high AC. So 19 does not hit the guy, so he goes up and he thrusts at Erwin, so again, attention off of Rena, off of Ophios, so on and so forth. Ting! Blocks it with his shield. That's it for that group. Red immediately is going to turn around and is also like seeing the big guy rise, and there's just like a different fervor to him, right? So they're kind of like almost intimidated by his fervor. He is also going to roll an attack at that man.
Oh, you forgot to move the one guy inside out because he was.
Oh, yeah,
attacking
he's coming up.
first
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep, thank you. Also swings and attacks at him, but ding, blocks it with his shield. Once again, this man is like this channeling battle fury in himself at the moment. Not fury is in like lack of, like not like rage, but like focus, right? That is going to be, no, Red is also going to turn and attack Ophios at the moment. He is, attack roll against you, sir. Miss. Against Ophios, that is it for Red. That brings us to Orange. You see this orange guy right here? He literally just saw Rena shove a sword one-handed into a wall, expand that sword to the point where the wall exploded outwards or like fractured and fell apart, shrunk it, grabbed it in her hand, walk out and do more from there. That man is not a very, very happy man. He's actually quite a scared man at the moment. He is literally going to turn and flee. So disengage, and that'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's starting to flee. After him, there's going to be this guy that's up on the ledge. He saw a firebolt come flying in and do nothing. He looks for a shot over here, but it's not a very clean shot. So he's instead going to turn his attention back to Ophios, and he attacks him. Just because of angling of the
do I have
building,
any
fire
sort
in the
of
way.
cover from this guy?
No, because he's so high up.
Okay.
I clicked it, I believe. I'll click it again just in case.
Some stuff is delayed. Okay,
All right, the first one we take.
12.
Of course, it just
Misses
keeps going
anyways.
Yep.
Perfect. That's it for their turns. He's going to do that. And then he's actually like attacking at Ophios, seeing kind of like how Ophios dodges out of the way of the attack or blocks with the shield, whatever. And squares off with the guy that's in front of him. He's seeing his other friend run, gets the decision to jump off the building with his move action. I'm going to have to make a quick little check to see if he lands on his ass or not. He was a DC 12. He lands on his ass, so he's off the building and on his ass for a round. That is his turn. It's now Elijah's turn. That's you, Messi.
Yeah. The guy on the roof is gone.
You just saw Ophios in 2 quick slices dismember this man.
That's good.
And then turn around and face another guy, just in case
Proud of you,
you're
sweetie.
curious. No, I'm giving you a description, so
yeah,
it's
you look
for
like
your
you're
character.
fine, and I just heard a big crushing a wall get destroyed behind me. Assuming I heard it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he's just gonna turn around and walk around the corner. And see Rena.
Okay, Rena, just for those that are new in chat and for the sake of him responding to your character, re-describe your character, same time, you describe your character to Rena and then go into RP.
Okay. So my character, obviously she's a parent, so she's got that kind of like pointed ears or whatever. Anyway, she's got white hair that's kind of black at the roots. She is pretty tall. I don't remember how tall I said she was, but and she's also pretty built because she's a fighter. Currently she's got new armor, which is all black, but like kind of like that holographic where it's like where it shines differently in the light, and it's kind of like a turquoise, like blue kind of color. So it's really cool. She's also her main weapon is this growing sword, as we've been discussing, but she keeps it at like a bastard sword size, and then she also has a couple of like, I think she's got like one hand axe and a battle axe with her currently. But that's kind of who you're seeing.
Okay, and then you see he's a male human. He's a human, and he's about 5'10". He has like long black kind of moppy hair. He's wearing like a leather trench coat, and he has these big like puffy sleeves and some fingerless gloves. And when he sees you, okay, thanks. When he sees you, he says, "You wouldn't happen to be Rena, would you?"
I am, and you are? She's like really confused.
We'll talk after. Just lead the way. And he'll defer his turn to go after Rena's.
Rena, it is your turn. Take it away, Capitan. What are you doing with your turn?
Okay, I am going... Sorry, my thing's in the way. I'm trying to look. This guy is he running?
Yeah, he had just jumped off the building and he's currently on the ground. He's about to get up and run. This
he's
guy,
down. Okay.
The blue one, yeah, but he's about to run away. This guy's currently running. That's this one way over here, right? And then you have the blue one is the one with the pike that's been a pain in the ass the whole time. There's this guy that's right here.
And then the guy over by
Ophios. Yeah.
And
of course, there's a hole in the building here, meaning you technically can get back in the building if you needed to.
Yeah, actually, since the hole is right here, I'm gonna she's gonna run through and kind of like jump through the window at this guy.
Nice.
But
I imagine a dive tackle. Just,
yeah, like sword. Yeah, kind of like a tackle. Yeah, like through the open window. Trying to like attack this guy. So maybe she'll go kind of like sword first. Like
Sure. First thing I'm going to need from you is a attack roll from you.
Okay.
Rena, you are catching him completely off guard from this, and you have the flanking. I'm going to give you advantage on this roll.
nice.
It's funny that shows the +1. So it's a 16 total. I imagine you're comfortable with the 16 total, or you're not. I'm gonna apply that to all your character sheets soon, by the way.
+1 stuff.
Yeah, I'll apply it all in there soon. Good, Rena.
I'm trying to remember. I think that hits.
Shouldn't Rena have a
16 does. You are correct.
2?
So you're good.
Because of
Okay,
aid?
She has aid. Prayer isn't active.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you do hit Rena. Roll your damage.
Okay, got it.
10 points of damage. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So 10 points of damage. You come rushing through the window. It's like one of those things where it's like sword fort first. As you come rushing through, you literally stab the guy, right? And you stab the guy kind of coming up behind him. It's almost one of those, you jump through the window, sword into his back, grabbing his shoulder. So as he like takes the sword through the back and out the chest, you kind of like land on top of him, pulling the sword out and turning so that you're actually able to face the other two. Now, it is technically still your turn. You killed somebody with a two-handed weapon, which means you can bonus action still attack again if you wanted to, and you also have your other action to attack if you'd like.
I definitely want to attack this guy.
Sure, you move up to this guy. Make your...
bonus action, right? Remember, this guy's technically prone, Rena.
That guy, yeah.
Right. But... He said that I have my bonus action and then my second attack, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
He's suggesting that this guy's prone because you have advantage on the attacking the prone person if you wanted to go that way first. It's up to you.
That's all I was pointing out.
I guess. It wouldn't give him an attack of opportunity, though, would it?
No.
Okay, then I will attack the prone guy first.
Sure. Why is chat being weird? My chat bot being weird. There you go. I should have fixed it. Okay. Make your attack roll against the pro guys with advantage.
Oh, with advantage? Oh, sorry. I
Yeah,
changed it
prone
back.
gives you advantage. 16 hits. Roll your damage.
You did it.
That's all that matters.
Okay, the guy had taken damage from the fall. This actually finishes him off. We're gonna go through the full description in a moment. You have, that was your attack, because you dropped somebody bonus action attack. You now have your regular attack against this last one.
Okay. Oh shoot! I rolled with an advantage.
No, you're fine. So it's like everything that you were just doing just a moment ago. So as the way you jumped through the window, caught that guy from off guard from before, he stepped up and you just did this like sweeping attack from the ground up to attack this guy. You hitting the one down below. It's almost like a cleave to attack this one once again, kind of catching him off guard. He's just like, what the? You just come flying through the window and everything. You can roll your damage for this one.
Oh, okay.
We should have asked you if you wanted to use one of your things to increase your like a disheartening or whatever. But so I'm going to re-describe that, even though I just did it once, one more time. Literally, your character kind of like looks through the window. You see an opportunity. You like take a step, then you run, and jump through the window. Sword coming through his back, landing on him from behind, hand on the shoulder to steady yourself. You rip the sword up. You turn to the guy with the pike out. You smack the pike out with one hand. With the sword, you smack the pike out of the way as you're rushing up and do this huge sweeping attack against the guy that's prone and on the ground, allowing that attack to fly through that person and lands deep into the thigh of the guy that's holding the pike directly in front of you, injuring him as well. This brings us to the big man. He is actually going to reach behind him for one of the people that's following up for their sword. They hand it to him. He's then going to step up, make his own attack roll. Okay, oh Jesus, 25 total chance to hit. Rita, you had injured this guy in front of you so much that once again, this big man with all of his big muscles is able to do more than enough. He swings down the sword. So while your sword is still inside the thigh, like literally he had reached up, walked up, and as you pull the thigh out, so the guy's like, opened up his attack, so he does an head chop, landing into the guy's shoulder, neck, and killing him. That is going to be their turns. This brings us to Ophios with the last real combatant at the moment.
Cool.
Ophios.
Yeah. What's up, dude? Let's fluff your day up a little bit here.
Let's ruin it.
Don't curse in my
And
Minecraft server.
You hit. You hurt.
Get rid of the 2.
Oh, that's fine. So 6 points damage. That's fine.
Cool. And I'll attack again.
Kill him. Woo! Get him.
It's you.
I have aid, so it should be a 16.
So you hit. 16 is supposed to be difficult to hit. You guys hit it like it's nothing. And would you like to
It's a +8.
describe how you finish this man off?
So Ophios is just like he's facing off with this guy, and he kind of saw Rena out of the corner of his eye, and he goes, I can end this guy too. And the first slash is like a low slash to take out one of his legs before flipping into a stabbing motion and stabbing the guy in the chest after knocking him to a knee.
Beautiful.
Just kind of like a quick action of slash, flip, stab, and he just kind of kicks him off and looks over at Rena and be like, you good?
Yeah, she nods yes. Distract from the campaign for a second. I do apologize. Dave! Hi, Dave. How you doing, buddy? I miss you so much. I want to touch your face, but most importantly, I want our kids to hang out. When can COVID go away so we can like hang out and let the kids distract one another so we can hang? I miss you, buddy.
Is Dave Spike?
Spike Rose Red. Yeah, that's he was on with Tyler and I. Tyler, you are Tyler with Wade and Mike and I. He was on the Dark Sun campaign in Lost Initiative. Back when Wade kind of first joined us. Yeah.
Nice.
Banana Man. Nice, Josh. Nice. Got him. All right. Anyways, hi, Dave. Miss you, buddy. We should get you in on a campaign. I don't know. How do you feel about traveling through the Barren Lands and fighting a whole bunch of cannibalistic orcs surrounded by a whole bunch of incorporeal undead? Does that tickle your pickle?
Light afternoon.
Yeah. That sounds like fun. All right. Anyways, let's get back to the game. You look over to Rena and you say, "You okay?" And she kind of looks up at you and gives you a bit of a nod. Rena, as you drop that person, you look up and you see across the battlefield there's one skittering off and running to hide. And you see Ophios looks up and he had clearly handled the last one that's there. You can feel that almost that like battle focus that you had come over you subsides. It relaxes a bit, and you can have your typical clarity. We're removing from initiative at this point, so we're going to go over to like introducing your character in a second, Messy. But most importantly, does anybody care about this person who just moved another 60 feet away?
Ophios probably would have moved up towards where Rena is, but he probably would not pursue. He's more interested in what had happened. He can't necessarily attack. I mean, honestly, how far does Eldritch Blast reach?
I was gonna say, is he in range?
120 feet. So if
he might take a shot at him when I have a chance.
You absolutely could take 2 shots because you're a level 5 warlock.
Oh yeah, so I'll do that.
Why did you write in my character flaws that I like dick too much?
That misses.
What?
You wrote loves too much.
Yeah, you definitely missed, and that's definitely going to be a hit. And Dave, of course, people remember you. Your character was actually an iconic character of that campaign. Literally, the loss of your character made that campaign get worse. So
yeah, he took 3 force damage. That's it.
Simple 3. Unfortunately, that's all the damage he's taken so far. So he is still up.
23.
No. So unless anybody else pursues him, which is fine, he goes running off, just barely surviving. Anyways, that leaves the rest of you guys. Erwin's standing there and looking at you as you go, and he walks up and sees. He had seen the way that you had finished off that last guy in front of you. He knows what happened to him, and he actually looks Ophios down and back up, and he gives like his look at you. The way he's like the look he's giving you, the way that he seems to respect you is clearly changed. His whole attitude towards you, that's what I was looking for, has clearly changed. And he gives you like an affirmative nod, like an appreciative nod. And then he turns his attention towards Rena, and he gives her like, I guess he could be described as stoic, yes, but also a bit of a quizzical look. Like, what the hell?
Ophios would probably ignore him and just be like leaning on something, just paying attention, listening for Rena to speak, and just being like, glad you got out of there. A little unconventional, it seemed, but
Decided I had to make my own way out.
Did what I could from the outside to pull their attention, but hey, you do you.
She's
You always
actually
do. He says that in like a joking manner.
she'll smile because she knows, but like also she's just like, all right. but then she's gonna turn around. Can I see Messy's character?
Yeah, I'm standing there.
Yeah, he.
Oh, you're behind us now.
Mm-hmm. And once again, you can re-describe yourself so Tyler can have an opportunity to react to it. And Tyler, we haven't heard a description of you in a while. If you want to do that for us.
Sure.
You go first, Tyler.
Sure. So, what everybody sees before them is kind of a hooded Perrin of sorts. He can pull down the hood if he wants to, but for the most part, it's a Perrin and kind of like a roguelike hood. Carrying with him, he has like a falchion, but he also has daggers in his belt. He's pretty tall. He's about 6'3", lean, but not super muscular guy. And he wears a chain shirt. Toned but not super muscular humanoid arms, legs wearing pants, but rather worn pants, and not broken but hard worn leather boots.
Cool. And
he has
like
a black opal
oh yeah.
on a chain around
focus.
his neck.
Yeah. So my character is just a 5'10" human with moppy black hair and kind of a longer face, like a long slender nose. Hopefully, actually, Josh made a really good.
I'm working on it. Shut up.
Yeah. So if you could just put that in.
I'm working on it.
Great.
Shut
Looks
up.
so much better than this
Will you
child.
bring it up when I was like, I just need like maybe 15 more seconds.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I just need like 15 more
There it is.
seconds, and you had to bring it up before. Let's all thank everybody. Thank Josh really quickly. He's amazing. He always comes up with tokens so quickly for us. He actually sent me a bunch of ideas before that, but I was like, I'll deal with it later.
So
but when he did this much love, I guess we have to,
So that's Michael Jordan Jackson, the fifth. That's what he looks like.
That's your guy's name?
No.
I just told Josh his name was Michael Jordan Jackson. That's what he named.
So he looks like a young man with no weapons on him.
Well,
but
he's not a
books.
young man. He looks older, like possibly early 30s, maybe a little young.
So a young man.
I don't know if
A young man.
He's a young man.
He's a young man.
I call
Don't you
that,
take
like,
this away from me.
You be careful.
Sorry, boomers. Okay, so he's standing there and he's just kind of he's looking. So he's actually in the church and he's looking around at like the destruction and he's kind of like scribbling something down, and he's like, "Wow, that's amazing!" Like to himself. He's just like mumbling. And then he'll look over and see that you're both staring at him, and he'll come over and make his introduction. He'll hold out a hand. And he'll say, "Hi, my name's Elijah."
Elijah Thornberry?
Not Elijah Thornberry. Elijah Pearson, actually. And who are you? Kind of gesturing to Ophios.
Where'd you come from?
Fair. I was actually on my way over to find her. He points to Rena.
Fight or find?
Find.
He almost looks defensive. Since we've already encountered multiple bounty hunters after Rena, he doesn't necessarily trust it. So he almost has a stance, like hand on his weapon, but also knowing you don't seem like a threat right now, but he's still like, he's kind of like testing you, looking you up and down.
So he was approaching, and then when you put your hand on your weapon, he'll stop, and he'll.
Ophios hasn't like stood up. He's still leaning against something. So
Sure. He'll open his satchel and he'll start digging around in it, and then he'll pull out like a wrapped up piece of parchment, and he'll just like hold it out, still like a few feet away from arm's reach, and just hold it out towards Rena. He'll be like, "This should help explain it."
She'll walk over and take it from him and roll it open.
So those are the paper is basically orders for Elijah to I guess protect you in a sense would be the something about there's a separatist movement happening in this area, and he's been assigned to help it along, basically.
More or less. So these are, you've never seen anything like this beforehand because you're not familiar at all with Malta's structure of order, command, so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. But more or less, you can see by writ here. So more or less, you can see that Master Elijah Pearson of the Mistral. Master Mistral Elijah Pearson was given authority and direction to investigate the growing. What's the word I'm looking for?
Separatist?
Yeah, separatist movement. It's funny. I was like, do I want to use the word separatist? But yeah, growing separatist movement in the northern reaches of Peredhel, and see if there is any merit to this movement and whether or not Malta should take action towards aiding it. If he deems so, to take action and perhaps seek for aid.
Would Ophios know Malta? I'm pretty sure he won it, but I'm seeing if it reference.
You're gonna have disadvantage on a history check.
Yeah, my question. I feel like I've heard the name before as we've talked about stuff, but I don't remember if it was something that was like directly talked about.
No, I get it. It's the least important campaign. I get it, Tyler. I get it. No, nobody cares about the Thursday night Throne Keeper campaign.
That's crazy.
Takes
There's a
place.
campaign in Malta? Whoa.
That's now I know where I heard it before.
Throne Keeper is just about keeping the throne of a Malta. You know. Hey, you actually.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you remember this, but your character was actually born and raised for those couple of years on the western edges of Vala. So Vala actually abuts Galdaria and very close to Malta. So you definitely would have heard people talking about Galdaria and Malta before. So you would know that this is all you know. Peredhel are at war with them. They do magic that's kind of different from everybody else, and they have a huge wall made out of ice. That's pretty much all you know about them.
Okay. So at that, Ophios would kind of, his hand would leave his thing and be like, "You're a long way from home."
Well, you wouldn't know because I'm looking at the paper.
Well, if you said something, he would say.
No, she probably would read whatever important information.
You'd read the whole scroll out loud.
Would I be able to?
You can roll a history check. You can roll a history check as well.
Okay. I was going to ask, would I be able to tell, or this will probably determine it, but will I be able to tell who sent the order?
Yep. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh, I rolled
unfortunately,
normal.
no. But just to clear something I may have misspoken at, I said Master Mistral.
Mistral.
It's actually, or Mistral, however you want to pronounce it. It's Mistral, but that's fine. Master, it's actually Magister Mistral. Is actually the rank. My apologies.
Okay.
And you don't even know what Mistral means. You don't know what Magister means. So more or less, somebody came up to you and said, "His name is Elijah Pearson," and you're like,
Very important.
"Cool." That's.
More importantly, it says that I'm assigned to help this movement. I think that's the more important part of the paper, other than my name, of course. And that's the gist of it. If you have any questions, he'll answer if you want to ask anything. Because your history check's not great.
I imagine Ophios would walk over and just be like, "What's it say, Irina? Can I see it?"
Just before you do, just know that it is this is a foreign country orders from me to you. If you want to share it with him, that's fine, but it can't be public knowledge. You understand?
She'll just nod and continue to show Ophios. But she'll say, like, as she's showing him, so you're from a Malta then?
From the southern regions, yeah. Lived there my whole life.
Long way away from home, huh?
100 miles. 200 miles. Would I know the exact distance? He would say close to a very good estimate. You could tell. It's a very good estimate.
Ophios, after reading it over, would just hand it back to Rena.
She'll take it and then just roll it up, but she won't hand it back yet. She's just gonna hold it for a second, and say, so you've come to aid us then?
Well, I've come to decide if we should aid you. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So far, it's been pretty impressive. You've already burnt down a building, so it's a good start.
Yeah, we didn't burn it down.
That wasn't you that set the fires then?
Unfortunately, it was them, and she'll just kind of like motion towards everybody who's dead.
What kind of guard burns down his own inn? They must be really afraid of you.
One that's led by a commander like this one here, or so I've heard.
Yeah, a commander fearing his life would probably resort to some drastic measures to keep himself alive.
Would Erwin be hearing any of this?
Erwin's standing right there.
Yeah, so he's listening.
You stepped aside when talking about like the Malta thing because he wanted to speak to you specifically, and I don't know because like he was perfectly fine with Ophios being a part of the conversation. I don't know if he'd be fine with Erwin being part of the conversation.
Whoever Rena
as well.
shares it with.
I imagine you didn't step too far away from because he literally you just saved his life and he was just so he doesn't respond or say anything about it. He just listens.
I was just curious at how close we were. Okay.
Yeah, and you're welcome to turn to him. He's not exactly going to chime in at the moment. He's just, actually, probably, I won't lie. As you guys are most of the way through the conversation, so pretty much as everything was just said there, he's not exactly a very smart person. He's not dumb, but he's not smart enough to retain tons of information on his own. And he is a very, very detail-oriented person. Most of the way through that conversation you guys just had there, he ends up pulling out like a little journal and like removes like the band that seals it shut, opens it up, grabs his writing utensil, and just starts writing notes. And you say that this is supposed to be, confidential, da-da-da.
Yeah, so he'll obviously, Elijah will notice that, and he'll be like kind of like gesture for Rena to turn around and look and be like, does he have to take notes?
She'll just look and then turn back and just be like, he's fine. She'll actually walk up to you and hand the scroll back.
Sure.
So you've come all this way by yourself then?
Yeah. It wasn't too far of a trip, really. It's a few days' walk. Is that concerning?
What can you even do?
Because we're both noticing that he has no weapons or apparent weapons anyway.
He has a sword, but it looks like he doesn't take it out a lot.
No, Ophios just straight up says, "What can you even do?"
Okay. All right. Sure. Let's do something. He'll.
She's gonna turn to Ophios and say, "Challenging him to a duel, are you?"
You'll actually, at this point, Erwin's going to chime in and say, "Is this the right place?" Like looking around that there's a bunch of dead bodies of guards of the city that you guys are slowly trying to overrun. If this is like the right place for it.
Yeah,
perhaps we should find Mathis Cuddy.
Perhaps we should try to put out the fire. He says, gesturing towards the fires that are starting to engulf the sides and even greater areas of the tavern. Enough damage has been done to this poor establishment. Let's at least see if we can save it being completely consumed.
Fine.
Ophios will shrug.
Daelric, do you need me to actually cast? Or can I just cantrip something?
To do what? Yeah, you can do whatever you want, man.
To try to put out fires.
Oh, to try to put out fires? Yeah, you have ability to do cold damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you have a spell that can do cold damage, you can literally just and spray.
Okay, so I'll do a bunch of that.
What's your cold damage spell?
I have several. Oh, for cantrip, if I don't want to cast.
There's my thing.
Oh, frostbite doesn't work on objects.
Okay. Does anything? Okay, I guess I would have to cast then. I don't want to cast.
There you go. That's what I can do. Very little.
What I was gonna ask about.
You can snuff out teeny tiny. Well, you could do a lot more if you actually put effort into it instead of just you literally put out like one log and you're like, I helped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could use frost breath, but that takes a slot.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You have lots of slots.
Yeah, I do.
You have even chosen your memorized spells for the day, so that's fine.
Well, frost breath's one of them now.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'll oh, that's the attack. Hold on, it's still set to an attack. I'll put it in chat. Hold on. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's asking me level. Sorry. Cast a level.
Usually, you just choose the level of the spell that you.
Yeah.
It's a first level spell, right?
Yeah. So he'll
please.
approach a big ass fire, and he'll cup his hand under his chin, and he'll just blow a big arc of like snow out, very very cold wind towards the fire in an attempt to douse it.
And you do. You just kind of like, and you douse most of the fire that's there. And it's one of those things where you put one log out prior, and he actually, I didn't mean to do that. You put one log out prior, and he kind of goes over there and puts out so much fire before. It's kind of like, oh, I can actually help now. And you can actually put out the little.
Just start turning on burning other parts. And Ophios doesn't really care, so he's kind of half-assing it.
Would you go around and cast the spell again over on the other area that's completely engulfed in fire?
Yeah.
Okay. And so same idea as you just kind of go over there and spray it again, and you can see it kind of mostly goes out. Between that and the efforts of the other people coming over and just finishing putting out the fires, maybe grabbing just like a bucket of water that happens to be right inside the inn, right by the kitchen you were at beforehand when you had your terrible breakfast, and you finish putting out the fires. Erwin himself
Ophios
also
starts throwing the terrible breakfast on the fire.
Cook it more, it might get better. Erwin of course goes inside and grabs the sword that was left on the ground where he embarrassingly was defeated, grabs up the sword and wipes it clean and throws it into a sheath. And each of you of course might be wondering, except for one of you of course, you were supposed to have a friend come help you?
Oh yeah, he was supposed to show up, so he's not around.
Mathis Cuddy, yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to Erwin and say, I don't think Mathis is around.
Damn, Daelric, you got COVID?
No, my cough from before is gone. This is just because the water went down the wrong pipe. Whatever sickness I had, that is gone. Thank God. Whatever it was.
Ophios would also throw a line in Jess and be like, told you you'd be the one to fall.
You know what? He would laugh at that.
Like the count from
Basically being like, I told you so, like I can hold my own kind of thing. And yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't his laugh. That was the other guy's laugh. He just kind of like a booming laugh. He laughs. Sorry, wrong NPC laugh.
Weird.
That other NPC's dead. So
good.
Yeah, with that laugh, honestly, thank God.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so yeah, he laughs when you say that, and he'll nod and he'll say, "It seems like the man that was supposed to aid us has left us hanging. Perhaps he needs aid instead. Shall we go investigate?"
Do you know where he was?
He said he would keep us within sight. And from that, he looks down the nearest two streets. Again, you're not actually on this map. We can move away from this map now.
Right.
Just to possibly help.
Knowing that he had those gloves that had magic ability, can I use detect magic to perhaps enhance my perception chance? Scott?
I understand what you're saying. You can go right ahead.
All right. I'm gonna.
Why are you investigating?
I just want to see if I can help them find the guy they're looking for.
Perception or investigation?
Investigations in this situation for you, Bessie, would be to ask questions, to ask people.
Okay, I'll ask the big guy where Mathis Cuddy was supposed to meet him.
He was just asked that by Tyler. And
okay,
yeah.
Let me rephrase. Where he thinks Mathis Cuddy would be right now if he's not here meeting him.
Oh, gotcha. Like where do you think he would be? I don't know. He was supposed to be here. He says, kind of finishing up the notes that he was taking and closing up the journal and putting it away. He says, I don't know. He was supposed to be here when we got attacked in the morning. He's not here. He didn't say which building. He generally keeps things quiet, from what I understand. I don't know him well.
And what time of day is it now? Is it still
morning? Yeah.
Okay.
Perception or investigation there, Scott?
Perception.
For you, but you're doing perception. What he was doing, which is kind of like he's going to start going around asking people investigation.
Okay.
That's a sexy role. So between his investigation, your perception, Arena, are you aiding in any way whatsoever?
Yeah, because I'm trying to help find him.
Sure. You want to add in asking people as well? Like, what's your approach here?
Actually, I want to kind of walk away from them for a bit, like towards one of the streets, and see if I can like hear anything.
Sure. Perception then.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I'm on normal. Sorry.
I do the same thing.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
What do I hear?
It's like
I
the
rolled
one. It's like the upper stream. Like, guys, I rolled a 20. You know, I got a 23 with a natural. I got a natty 25. So fuck you.
Last perception roll I had was a 1.
Yeah, it's the one upping. A 20, a 23, and then a 25.
I'm like, oh
Jesus.
yeah? I'll beat that.
Hey, all right.
That's incredible. So, you kind of like going off and investigating your own ways, right? Asking a couple of questions. Yeah, I think I remember somebody of you kind of like looking off in a direction, you listening. You guys come to the realization, this isn't the only building that got hit. This morning, another building got hit as well. However, the reason why there was so much of an attack, so much time between like when you got attacked, because you provoked them. They were standing outside waiting before they attacked you. You come to the realization pretty quickly that the reason why you didn't get attacked yet is because they were waiting for their reinforcements to join them. Shortly before you got attacked, Mathis Cuddy's building got attacked as well. The investigation between, again, looking, hearing, finding location, checking it out, talking to people, all of you working together, they got raided, they got defeated, and they got taken.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was done
we really
this morning.
figured that out.
Yeah.
Seems like we're gonna have to go where I wanted to go in the first place.
To the barracks?
Well, there's the CMDR,
Okay.
there's the Cray, and there's the Curren. Those are the 3 people you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
The commander was the specific one.
Yeah, the commander.
Yeah.
CMDR.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like someone who does military action.
We should probably heal up before we go.
You know what he means by commander. If actually you would know this through and through. When he says commander, I wanted to go to the where I wanted to go to the commander or whatever. Anyway, you know that he actually doesn't mean just like a commander, because there are many ranks that hold the title commander in it. You know, he's specifically referring to the person that controls 1/3 of this province.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about a person of great significance. It is very likely that this person is not going to be of small and easy fights. And can you do me a favor and roll me a history check there, sir?
With advantage or without?
Let's see.
Huh?
No.
No.
Oh. You don't know the history of Vala through and through all that well, but when you heard about Rena and where she was, you of course did do a little bit of research. You do know that this city-state that you're in is the one that the military is generally in this half of Vala, so the eastern part of Vala, it more or less is controlled from here. That being said, it's very likely that the commander, whose name you don't know, here is very capable, if not at combat himself, at command. And there's going to be a lot of soldiers, a lot of defenses here.
Mm-hmm.
Just going for him is not going to be as easy as you teleport in, kill a couple people, and walk away.
Of course not. When has that ever been that easy? Do you guys do this a lot?
To what are you
Ophios is just
referring?
gonna lean against something.
Points at the campaign title.
No, he's just gonna lean against something and see if Rena answers.
She's gonna say, to what are you referring?
Captured, breaking people out of commanders' holding cells, not answer my questions, gesturing to Ophios. Is this going to be something I can expect?
We just don't know you, that's all.
Right, but any new person who comes in would get this kind of treatment is what you're telling me, right?
I honestly
Just
want to
shoot,
hear
just
what
look over
Rena
at
says to this.
You both look at each other.
She's gonna look into Ophios and just look back and just be like, more or less.
Uh-huh. And then Elijah takes out his book and starts scribbling something again. And he closes it, puts it away. Lead the way.
Trust is a thing earned, is all Ophios is gonna say.
I'm just here to observe.
Yeah.
Well, there might be more combat ahead of us. Are you ready for that?
That's fine. Yeah. We're at war. I won't get in trouble.
Okay then. She's gonna walk over to Erwin and say, so what do you think? Are you good to head out? Oh, you're muted.
Is he staring at the... Oh, Siri, I was not talking to you. I was not... No. No. So he's staring, and she's like, yeah, yes, massa. So anyways, he was staring at the building.
That was weird shit.
Siri's sexy. She's like, what can I do for you? Now, what was that movie? That terrible movie with the dude that fell in love with the cell phone? I don't know. I didn't watch it.
It's called Her.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Ask Google.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, he's staring at the building that Mathis Cuddy would have theoretically been held in and was clearly taken from. And he's looking at it just like, very aggravated. So he's like, are you good to go? He's like, yes. I was led this way for one reason or another. I thought I was led here to find Mathis, but now I'm not sure, he says. He just kind of like stands there, staring at the building. He says, but until I can be sure, let's follow through with what we started.
Fair enough. Does he need a potion or anything? Like, that's basically...
He's fine.
Oh, is he fine? He's like totally fine. I thought
Yeah,
he was still
he went.
low on health, so...
And healed himself.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, then, all right, well, let's head out then.
Mm-hmm. So...
does this count as a short rest enough, or no?
No, it's been an hour. What?
Okay.
No,
And you
it's
were
only
doing
been
stuff.
A few minutes.
Hey, I want my spell slots back.
You guys can technically go and take a short rest, please. If you want to relax for a minute, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Everybody can spend some HD, heal up a little bit, get your spell slots back.
Yeah. Okay,
that's fine.
Daelric.
We won't.
Why?
Because I don't
I
want to
don't know,
waste any
maybe.
time.
Yeah,
don't
we
want-
need to get moving.
I don't want Mathis or his editor to die today.
We're not falling into your trap.
I will, in that case, I will use my Pearl of Power if I need to in the future, because I still have it.
Bootyful. So your Pearl of Power, you're going to and taking the power from it, and you're going to start moving to find out. Well, where is it? Where's your actual direct? Like, where specifically are you going to go?
Oh, I thought we kind of... Well,
I may have missed it. I may have scouted.
There's a
when we
name.
rolled perception, I was just wondering if we knew what direction. Like, if we were also gleaning that information.
Along with my detect magic, would that give me anything? Any indicator?
Not
Of
which
direction.
way they went. No.
All right. Survival check for-
You knew they took him back to the commander's barracks. Like, there's no question about that. But I don't know if that's your approach is. Let's go to the most defended place of this place and knock on the door. I don't know what your
We're
approach
just
is.
heading in a general
Perhaps
direction.
we chase down the one that got away.
Dave, are you still there? Dave, go ahead.
Did he get away?
There was one that was running away that Ophios
Oh, I thought you hit him.
I hit him once for 3 damage.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't he headed in like the opposite direction that we're thinking?
I don't know. Whatever direction he ran off in.
I'm gonna ask one of the other 2 guards that are there, because they've been in the city longer. I'm pretty sure they've been with Mathis, so
Correct.
she'll ask one of them or both of them.
What's up?
How well do you know the city?
Not through and through, but certainly my way around it. We've been here for some time.
Oops.
Oh,
Do you
it's
know?
sleeting on us, apparently.
No, it's not. I missed the I. I was trying to close the text. I'm sorry.
Do you know where they might be keeping him? If he were captured?
Most likely at the barracks. If not, then the state house would be the next most likely place. They do have a jail here too, but it is attached to the barracks. So it may be the barracks for interrogation, probably the jail after that.
How many men are usually at the barracks? Do you know?
We weren't able to get a locks down number. I don't know if you remember, but we usually, we've been trying to keep it sieged to a degree or another. We've been trying to keep it watched at, and as they come out, make their life miserable, but it doesn't last very long. They're able to break through, and they're trained in how to use a shield.
I have an idea. Might be a bit chaotic, but he's gonna turn to the new guy, who I already forgot the name of, Elijah, and say, "So you have magic. How do you do with scrolls?"
How do I do with scrolls? I usually write them down. And use them
Scrolls of
whenever I want.
magic.
Yeah,
Casting off a scroll.
that is not a problem.
Depending on the scroll, but yes, not a problem.
Rena's, your bag, please.
she'll hand him the bag holding.
He's gonna pull out a scroll of 3 scrolls of summon monster.
What level?
There's a level 1, a level 2, and a level 5.
The 1 and 2 are no problem for you. The 5, you would have to make a check to succeed in casting.
God.
That's an Arcana check, so.
Yeah.
Hey, I tried to get you to take the feat Arcanist.
Could I write them down in my book?
Actually, yeah. The level 1 and the level 3, I think is what he said he has.
1, 2, and 5.
So the 1 and the 2, you actually could. You could take those scrolls and write them into your book. It's a very simple check for you to do. And you can do it during a short rest. I can look up the rules for it afterwards, but it does consume the scroll for you to be able to do that.
All right. That's fine. I don't want to.
We've never really had a wizard in a 5e game that I think we had one
sorry.
wizard and there was only a couple levels and that was it. Most people avoid wizard in 5e, which I think is funny.
I won't bother writing him down then. I'll just these will be no problem. I should be able to cast these whenever.
Needless to say, these scrolls, as far as I understand them, will summon a creature of, well, not within our control, but would cause some issues for them, I would believe.
Yeah. At least a distraction.
And possibly take some of them out.
Not during a short rest. It's 2 hours per level of spell and 50 gold per level of spell.
Ooh, that's like 6
To be able to do it.
hours.
Yep.
That's 6 hours just for the 1 and 2. I'm not gonna do it. I won't write them down, but I will use them.
Yeah, so if you listen to what Josh is saying, he's like, no, write those down. Because like a scroll is a consumable one-time use item. But when you copy it into your book, it's there forever.
Yeah, but it's also summon monster. I don't really want to have to summon a monster every fight. I don't think I'm ever gonna
You don't have to. You just have the option for when you want to.
I don't think I'm ever gonna use it.
Oh man! See, I'm gonna take a moment to talk to the viewers here. You see, summon monster in a combat is one of the most obnoxious things in the world. It annoys almost every DM. Most PCs aren't skilled or prepared enough to appropriately handle it because how many did I summon of how many creatures? How many initiatives do I have to handle? How many attacks is that a round? Does this just make things complicated? How many rounds do they last for? It can get very, very overbearing in combat. Now, I keep saying in combat. However, that spell outside of combat is very, 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 very good. Because you could summon specific creatures that have abilities that you need to use to, say, burst open a door outside of combat or sneak into a window and grab a pair of keys for you outside of combat. Powerful.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate you speaking to the viewers there, Daelric. I could use a refresher, I think.
No, Tesh might tell you not to use it. That is true. That is true.
What happened to Tesh?
Nothing.
I have an idea of what happened to Tash.
Nothing. Totally nothing. Hold on. Do I still have trump cards turned off? Hold off a second. Let me make sure that those are definitely turned on before you go using a scroll.
I hate you.
We also have
Oh, they
one
are, they're on.
unidentified
They're on.
scroll still.
Oh, let me see it. Sorry. Did you say that in character, or are you not saying that out of character?
He wanted to set it in character. Okay. I was telling Scott that if Scott remembers which scroll that is.
Don't you worry about it.
So, rewind a little bit. You present the scrolls, and Elijah says, "You know, that is a really interesting idea. The only problem is I definitely want to write these ones down, and doing that is going to take me the better part of the day. So, if we wanted to get them now,
walking right.
We don't use those scrolls yet.
No, can you walk and write?
Not for. There's not enough time. We're gonna make it to the barracks long before I'm done writing the first one.
That's fine. We'll have to scout the barracks and figure out the plan exactly beforehand anyway. I'm sure Erwin has his thoughts.
Erwin probably does have his thoughts.
I'm sure Rena has some thoughts, but needless to say, we've had these for a while, Rena.
That time we use them. And they certainly don't seem to care that they're destroying their own city.
It's just you're unleashing something else within the walls. And I know Erwin here would rather not have things destroyed.
The barracks.
Well, the barracks we don't really care about, but if they take out other buildings on the way.
It was a matter of like gesturing to Erwin about what the idea was. Here's the spots.
Well, don't forget, when you summon creatures, you control them for the most part.
Okay.
You command them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But obviously Ophios wouldn't be super familiar with that. He's a warlock that has no experience with that. But the mage here would know when you summon a creature, unless things go awry, you control them.
It's gonna take me a really long time. I mean, if you got 2 hours to spare, I might be able to get that first one down.
We might be able to do something.
All right. I'm at your disposal.
What do you think, Erwin?
I think that taking a step back and analyzing the situation is not a bad idea. I want to charge ahead. I want to go and save Mathis from whatever tortures he's enduring. Unfortunately, if we go headlong into it, we're going to find ourselves in the racks as well. We need to be wise, not foolhardy.
Needless to say, getting eyes on where he is most important, I would think.
Perhaps one of us can scout about. Perhaps somebody a little less dressed. He says, standing next to Rena, the two of them wearing heavy armor, can scout about while the rest of us come up with a plan.
Ophios literally just goes. There's like a heavy sigh in him. The first thought that came to mind was Yondas. And he just kind of slumps.
Honestly,
she would have thought the same thing too. With
the guard that cooked the terrible omelet earlier sees that look in your face, and he says, "I'll go." Like he sees that look, and it's one of those like very knowingly steps up. I'll go. He looks around and says, "I'll meet you," and he gestures at the building was already attacked and raided. The likelihood of them attacking it twice, and then we'll turn and start walking off.
So just shout after him, "Thank you."
Ophios will probably walk after him for a bit, kind of watching us back, make sure there's nobody waiting for us to go scout before he turns back and walks to the building.
Okay, he walks off, yeah.
Yep.
And then you guys can go into the building now. Why don't we right here take a quick little break? This will be our last break before we, for the show. So we'll take a quick little break. See everybody in just a couple of minutes. Hey, Raiders, thank you so much for popping in and raiding. I'm so sorry you're popping in a couple minutes before we're taking a break, but it's only going to be a few minutes right now. And then you can, join the show if you're not familiar with it. get familiar, talk to chat. Everybody there is usually pretty happy to explain what the heck is going on. And no, the guy in the top right-hand corner of your screen is not Yondis. I found out the character's name for a new character he just rolled in this session. About 45 minutes before the stream. Didn't have time to update the overlay. Sorry. Be right back.
I heard it was Michael Johnson the third and a half.
Michael Jordan Jackson the fifth.
Oh, jeez.